Alright, what's up everybody? Zinc here, and I'm gonna give you guys a review of Diablo 2 and how I feel about basically that game and the ARPG genre in general. Cause I'm new to the ARPG genre. I've never played any game. Well, at the time, I had never played any game besides Diablo 2. That's the first one I've ever played, and then I played Path of Exile, and then Diablo 4, and I started playing them last year, literally around this time. I want to say it was like last year, August, so August 2023. I had started playing Diablo 2, and I got on the eShop on Nintendo. So super casual, you know. I definitely went in not knowing shit. I didn't know shit about Diablo. I didn't see it. Haven't played it on the computer. None of that. I had a friend that played it. I was into console gaming growing up, so it was really all Halo and like Call of Duty until I was like 16-ish, and then I got into like more open world RPG stuff, and then Dark Souls happened. I played that for a while, and then I kind of fell in love with this game. I'm kind of addicted right now to ARPGs in general. Path of Exile is really good too, but I want to talk about Diablo 2 today. This is going to be, I don't know if I want to call it a review, but it's just going to be some thoughts, you know, because I didn't fully finish. I'm on Act 3 in Hell on my Sorceress, but I've played through the game on 4 separate builds, and I'm starting my Druid. So I've done it on Sorceress, Assassin, Necro, Barbarian, and yeah, I'm starting the Druid. So the first time I played the game, I went through on an Assassin, and I enjoyed it fully. I did use a guide because I looked at that skill tree, and I didn't know if I was supposed to, you know, check one skill or if I was supposed to, how it was supposed to work. If I'm supposed to, you know, use that. I didn't realize that on normal difficulty you could basically try things out because you get a respec. I was being real weird about it because I didn't know. I was used to Dark Souls, so I was like, oh, I don't want to mess up a build and have to start over or something like that. And so I looked up a build guide. I played a fire traps in on normal, and then until I got to Nightmare, I respec into a lightning traps in, and I'm still there. Well, actually, just respec into Mosaic, but I did not know what the fuck I was doing, so that needs some work before it could work. But that's where I'm at. I like the grind though, and I like learning about the game. It's really cool. I like the slow grind too. It feels really old school, and I like it. I definitely didn't know what to expect whenever I was coming into it and buying it. I got only bought the game because it was on sale in the eShop, so shouts out to that, I guess. And in first impressions, really, I didn't know it was gonna be isometric, and I really enjoy that. I've been on this like tip lately of just like old school-ish games like Risk of Rain, Dead Cells. Like they're not technically old school games, but they're like created like that, and I find that it satisfies me as a gamer. That shit's really cool and it's fun, and I enjoy it a lot. And so Diablo is like that. It's like old school in essence. It's so cool. I played Resurrected, but I feel like it feels the same because you can switch the graphics and stuff. This shit's fun, dude. It's really cool. I really didn't know how important the story was. I thought that it was going to be more story heavy than it actually was. I mean, I know the whole game is a story, but I didn't realize that it's mostly just about turning your brain off and killing demons, and I'm pretty cool with that. I thought that was really cool, especially after playing so much Souls. I was playing a lot. I was playing a lot of Souls. I kind of just was only playing that for a while, and so it was nice to, you know, turn brain off. It's kind of it's almost like the opposite, but I still like the role playing elements you get with having to pick your skills and having to pick which attributes you put your levels into. Even though Diablo 2, it's mostly just vitality and whatever, like vitality and strength. You know, it's not really like a thought, but I still like the fact that it lets you choose. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've only played offline so far. I'm definitely gonna go online, but I just wanted to like try out the game and see how it was before I jumped online, and I didn't know how, you know, honestly on Switch 2 it's like finding anyone's a fucking bitch and a half, so if that happens, yeah. So we got a 77 Sorceress. I'm almost into Act 3 here. I'm at the end of Act 2. A 68 Assassin, a 65 Necro, and a 63 Barbarian. My Barbarian is pimp, bruh. I just found good gear pretty fast. I got a Duress on him. I don't know, it's pretty cool. So that's just that. Those are my characters so far. And a level 6 Druid. I didn't play it too much, but I really enjoyed each of the characters, and I liked how each character like has its own unique play style for sure. And even though I started with my Sorceress, I started with my Assassin, I've been playing with the Sorceress, and that's the farthest I've gotten. And so I'm level 77 with her. I'm in Hell. I'm not gonna lie, on most of the builds we're stuck, besides the Barbarian, because man, the difficulty from Nightmare to Hell is crazy. It's actually definitely a leap, and it was definitely unexpected, especially just going from normal and nightmare and it being so easy. I did know that the resistances were gonna get like that, but I didn't prepare myself properly, and I wasn't listening to everybody. I thought it was going to be nothing. It was not nothing, and the immunities are crazy. It's so crazy that you just have to run past them. My OCD is like, we have to kill everything. We have to kill everything, but we just can't kill everything. You gotta let it go, move on, come back. You get some. There's things you could do. I didn't realize that, like a lower resist wand. I didn't realize that you could do that. You could do like a conviction, but I can't even. I'm not even there yet. I was watching videos to learn about that stuff. And so, but yeah, I want to talk about the skill tree a little bit. I do like the skill tree. I don't like how much things could be explained a little bit better. But I guess I get that it's an old school game. There's like guides, then they want you to look at the guide. Da da da. I have no problem with it, I guess. But just noted, like if you're gonna be using the skill tree, only pick like one or two skills to like max out and use, and pay attention to those synergies that are there. Like Frozen Orb receives bonuses from Ice Bolt plus 2 cold damage per level. So that means boom, this is Ice Bolt up here. So those synergize. So for every level that you put into Ice Bolt, Frozen Orb will receive plus 2% cold damage. And I think that's really cool because then the skill tree works with each other, and it like makes you think about, oh, what should I use with what to make my build complete? Because some things don't work well with some things, and it forces you to then run the game over again because you can't, you know what I mean? Or just respec, because you can farm stuff to respec at the end of the game to create a token of absolution, but that's like end game stuff. I haven't even got there. I've only got the drops from Andariel. I enjoy the story. The voice acting is top tier. I think the voice acting is so good, and I was so surprised. Deckard Cain's voice is awesome. He sounds so cool. He's got the typical old man, wise old man voice, and I like it. I think it's really cool. I wish the mercenary, I wish he had more oomph. I know a lot of the stuff is stuff that people said already, but I don't care. I'm new to this game, so I think it's cool. I still want to just talk about it. The music is really good. I think it adds into the vibe, and it just ties things together so much, especially with the areas that you're in. And I don't know, the music just matches. Everything just matches. It feels really good, and it feels really complete. Definitely. I still have 3 classes I gotta try. I want to try the Paladin, just for like resist. Like I know it'll be easier to get in the end game. I've watched a lot of videos and I've been trying to learn because I'm pretty much fully invested in this. I'm definitely gonna try to get at least a couple characters in the end game, like end game, and get them good gear and stuff like that. And I really like how the rune words work. I don't like that you don't really have to pay attention to your defenses. Like it doesn't really matter right now. Like I know later on it must. I'm not 100% sure, but as of right now, I haven't really had to pay attention to defense 20. You know, I can just pay attention to my attributes, and I guess it's kind of cool. But it's like, why? You know, I guess I guess maybe as I get later on, my opinion will change. But right now, I wish there was more of a need to pay attention to defense, or maybe something like that. And this is unique up here. I haven't really found much uniques that I've needed to use, and the ones I have found, I kind of found too late into the game. I feel like if I would have found some of them earlier on, it probably would have been better for me. Like there's this belt, I can't remember what it was called, but it gave me like a fire resist or something in a run. Oh, I think it was actually boots. I actually like the potions. I like having to come back to town for potions. I think it doesn't feel as spammy as like Path of Exile, where you're always boom, 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 just hitting it. And it's like, and even Diablo 3's too as well. I like coming back to town for potions, and it feels kind of like that your hub has like a purpose, you know? So you're not just like always running around. You just have this hub for no reason. Like it feels good. And I feel like you do get an appropriate amount of drops when you're out in the world for potions, to where it prolongs the amount of time you come back. And especially as I've been leveling up and progressing, the time that I need to come back is like later and later every time, and I enjoy that a lot. I think that shit's really cool. I fuck with that. I did have a tough time understanding the skill tree at first, and that is why I looked up the guide, because I wasn't going to initially, but I was like, man, I don't really want to keep wasting time. And so I think that is like a negative. But I mean, I guess you wouldn't really get into a game like this unless you had some time. But still, I feel like it could be better explained. And or maybe like I don't know. I don't know exactly how I change it. I would say respec with coin, but then it makes your decisions less like meaningful. So maybe I like how it is, but I think it was definitely a learning process. And at first I didn't like it, and now I've came to like it now that I understand it. So I think that's just something that you got to learn. It's a learning curve. I'd recommend just looking up a guide at first, and it seems kind of counterproductive because you want to do it yourself. But that's just so when you do get into endgame and you say you have a build that you want to do, you don't waste all your respecs and end up having to farm on a character that you don't want to, or that I almost had to do that with my sorceress because I was being dumb. I don't have a respec right now with her, and so it's like I don't really like where I put my skills because this was the first build that I did without looking at the guide was the sorceress, and this one I ended up going to look at a guide because I fumbled and I had did like Hydra and Frozen Orb, and at the time I didn't even really fumble. I just didn't know that immunities you're supposed to just run past them. I didn't know that, so I'm over here thinking like, okay, we're gonna have to find a way to fight these. If I can't fight these, there must be something wrong with me. That turns out no, you have to run past some of them and then come back when you find a better way to deal with it. And so that's just something. If you're getting to hell and you're having trouble with immunities, just run past it. That's all you got to do. Fight it later. If you're a sorceress, you could teleport. I believe it has that for a reason. I like all the builds. I like the diversity of the builds. I think it's really cool how each one kind of does its different thing. I think I haven't even played all of them yet, so it's hard for me to say. I really want to try the Amazon, which I'm about to do here probably later maybe. And the Druid has been fun trying because I did play Druid on Diablo 4, so I have like that little bit of experience. So I didn't know how well it was going to be on here. I really do like it though. Druid is really cool, and turning into the werewolf feels really cool. I like how it runs on all fours, and I gotta play it more. I'm only level 6 with the Druid, but the Necromancer, I had some things to say about the Necromancer. This was actually probably one of my most surprising ones. I think this was so surprising. I wasn't a fan of the walking simulator thing. Like I thought I was just gonna be walking around not doing much, but you feel the minions attacking them and you feel them coming with you. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, bro, but you really do feel like you're in charge of the undead and you're leading an army or a legion of these fucking zombies. And I love Revive. Revive is so cool because you could basically just take any monster that's on the battlefield, kill them, and make them your own. And it looks so tight when you have a bunch of fucking succubus or like what are those big ones, the chonky dudes that are in Act 5 or Act 4 in the Chaos Sanctuary. Regardless, having a bunch of them, dude, just on your side, it looks crazy, and it's so satisfying when you go to fight people and fight bosses, and it's just satisfying. I haven't played much into Hell with the Necromancer, but I definitely did Nightmare and Normal, and it was a breeze. Honestly, it was such a breeze. So I will say that it was a little easy, but we still have to go through Hell. This was one of the only games I think I've ever played where I've actually cared about going into the next difficulty and actually doing them all one by one and caring about which difficulty I do. And like, I never cared about that in a game going to hard or anything like that, but in this game it feels so satisfying, and it feels like it's a part of the whole entire game. Like, it feels like I can't put the game down until I actually finish Hell, because it's a part of the full game. And I feel like more games need to do that with their difficulty. It makes you actually want to try on a harder difficulty, because the drops, you get better drops, there's better things in it. The loot feels worth it from going to the next difficulty. The grind feels worth it. That's another thing to talk about, is farming. Farming in this game is one of the most satisfying things I've ever played. Like, I've never had to actually do runs. I just got into roguelikes, and you can compare Diablo 2 to a roguelite in so many ways when you get into the farming aspect of it, especially when I was in Nightmare going into Hell with my sorceress and not having the gear I needed. I was like, man, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You literally farm and you like run from point A to point B, and I'm offline, so the map stays the same, and I just really enjoy that. They'd run back and forth. It seems boring and it seems counterproductive, you're just running back and forth and farming, but once that gear finally drops, it really is like a slot machine. It feels really good, and that shit's satisfying. I really like the quest. they're really fun. I do like them. I think like they are kind of boring in the fact that you do just go pick up a couple things and stuff, but the story itself is well thought out and the cutscenes are magnificent. Yeah, for a game that's so old, every time I play this game, I'm like, this game can't be that old. Like it doesn't, you could feel it, but it doesn't. The mechanics in it, they still hold up to this day, and I see why so many people still play it to this day. It makes a lot of sense to me. So far, I think my favorite character right now is the sorceress, the barbarian. That was really fun. That's some turn your brain off shit. It was a little bit harder starting up the barbarian because it's like dependent on gear, but I got pretty lucky and got good gear pretty fast. And well, it's because when I was offline, I already had stuff from my last playthroughs and I put them in my shared inventory. So barbarian was kind of all ready to go. So we were ready to rumble, went right through, and that was actually just a turn your brain off fun playthrough. Because my first playthrough of Diablo 2 was broke up in like 8 months in between. Like I played the assassin and then I stopped playing it. I went all the way into nightmare and then I stopped playing, and then I came back to the game recently, which was like 2 months ago. So I first played it last year in August and then just came back to it 2 months ago, and that's when I played the barbarian, and then I played sorceress, and then I played necro, and now I'm addicted. So there's that. It's crazy that a game this old could get its hooks in me like how this does, but I've pretty much just been only playing this, and then I started playing Path of Exile after this because it fascinated me. The isometric gameplay is really something for me. I just enjoy it a lot. I don't know why. It's almost like a tabletop kind of thing, but I enjoy it. So I am gonna give more of a review when I get through Hell 2. I really enjoy the rune words. I think enjoying the I think making the rune words is so satisfying, and even finding the bases and stuff and having to roll them. The crafting in this game, I don't do much of it, but when you have to, and crafting the gems or crafting the jewels together and stuff to make other ones, and crafting the runes to make other runes, I like that because I like how you could farm lower gear to try to work your way up to get better gear. And I do like the socket rolls too. I think that's really cool. All of it's cool. The randomness in it is cool because while it does suck, you might get something bad, you might get something good, and that within itself, it keeps you coming back. You know, the replayability is insane. It really is insane. I've put 300 hours into this, I think, so far. Haven't even beat Hell yet, and there's still so much more like builds for me to try and things to do, and that shit's amazing. It's crazy. It's crazy for sure. I like how you have to utilize respect too, so you're not just running the same build throughout the full game. I like that it lets you try different builds on that one character, even though there's still so many builds. There's not a lot, but there's still enough builds to where you want to run through the game again. It's still cool that you can just respect too and try your different builds. That's really cool. I like that. I can't wait to get into co-op, because once I do that, there's probably a whole nother review that's coming after that. And yeah, so I guess I'm gonna end this one here. I want to say this is a full enough review, but I'm new to this completely, so as I learn more stuff, you guys are gonna know more stuff, and I've been streaming on Twitch for like 8 months now, but I want to start making videos on YouTube about what I'm playing, and then you guys can shoot over there. So my Twitch is Zinc556. You guys come check me out there. The link will be down below, and you guys have a good day, bro. I appreciate everyone checking out the review. Peace.